everyone, welcome to Pennsylvania Bigfoot Structures. On today's episode, I'm over here on the AT trail and I'm heading south into Maryland. So I'm about a mile in, and to be honest with you, this section of the AT trail is not the prettiest I've seen in Pennsylvania. In fact, I was kind of like, wow, we really need to clean this this section of the forest up where they burn it off and then they replant. But yeah, it's not one of the prettier sections I've seen. Alright, so a couple things to note so far is that I have not seen anything real squatchy. No lean-tos. I have seen a couple of things which I've just stopped and taped. So I was walking, and so I'm now taping the two things I've noticed that fall into the possible Bigfoot structures. And like I said, I'm already about a mile in, and this is really the first spot where I've seen anything that could be anything. First, I just wanted to note this over here. This is now, I just wanted to showcase these branches on this tree over here, how horizontal they are. And that's kind of rare to see on a tree. See how the horizontal, I thought that was kind of interesting. That's natural. And I was like, wow, that's weird. That doesn't happen too much, at least that I see. Usually, I mean, they're just like straight out horizontal. There's no curvature on it. I'm just gonna pan over to this tree over here. So yeah, that's more natural. That and the more likely occurrence. See how it curves? I don't mean to badmouth my forest here. I love Pennsylvania, but this forest could really use a good cleaning. Alright, so alright. I mean, I've seen better looking parts. Nothing wrong with cleaning it up, and I think if this was California, boy, I mean, this would all be up in smoke for sure. Alright, so this is a pretty exciting find. As you can, there's the AT trail, the white blaze. So there you can see what I'm going to be talking about. And I almost missed this. I walked a little bit past, and I just thought, I didn't really think anything of it. And then coming back, I noticed that this is really pinned down over there. Of course, I'm no arborist. So, but I just going off what I see here when I'm walking around, and that's why I try to put the videos up of natural tree formations as to how you know, when I'm walking, I'll stop and be like, yeah, I'm gonna stop and film that. This way, there's like a natural reference. And usually when trees are natural, they just will bend over. There's nothing pinned down. This one is really pinned down, so let's go take a look at that. I'm trying to keep these, my goal this year is to keep them down to 15 minutes, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, so there's our great arch. So that's it right there. Right there. Alright, so we'll follow this, and it's underneath this log right there, which in itself is also interesting because this is dead, and I believe it's part of this, and this should be on the ground, but this should be on the ground, and this is even lifted up a little bit. So how it did that, there's a lot of interesting mysteries surrounding this little section here. Alright, so, alright. So I'll go back over here and pan here. So there's our arch there. Alright, so I'm going to walk over and show you where it is pinned. And not only is it underneath this dead log, but it extends a lot out. And I'll show you that. So it's not that it's just pinned down here, like something came and pinned it down. This extends all the way out, and I just wonder, you know, if nature can do that. Like rest, you know, let's say this was nature, can a tree bend like that and then extend out like that? Alright, so here's the tree right here. And then you can see that it's underneath there. Follow this one. There we go. All right, so there's it. I think I'll get on the other side and all right, so it's going underneath here. So that's it right there. And look at how far this extends out. I mean, it just extends. This one is standing straight up. So it's not broken at all, like none of its branches are broken. I just kind of thought of something right now. That is standing straight up. It's hard because you get lost in all the branches, but it's you can follow the color, and it's not that green one, but the bright, almost like a white. That's the branch there. So it's really long there. And there's another one. So it really extends out from this. They're not broken at all. And if this was a Sasquatch that pinned it down, you know, they were careful and laid it out, and nothing is broken. Yeah, so I don't know, it's hard to say. I think this is more pinned down. It just has the look of manipulation here. You can kind of see it here. So I'll walk over here. All right, so there's our arch there. And then as you walk over here, it has that manipulated look. And then what's interesting is this log here, look at how old it is. And then that should be on the ground, but it's like lifted up. So that's kind of interesting also. And then you have this right there that's just kind of put in there. And if that was nature, that would just have landed. But it, you know, it's like, it has that vertical look to it, almost vertical. And it's in between, wedged in. I think this is an arch, a pinned arch. And then for me also, that I notice a lot when I see these arches is, so I'm going to point out this branch here. All right, so this one here, this is manipulated. I think this has been taken, and then you see that it's like really secure. I mean, it's just, you, I think on the camera you can really see. There we go. So it's like it's placed in there. And then the way I think it should look is something like this, where the branch is still, you know, it's loose like that. That's how I feel that this one, which is just right by it, that it should look like that. But it looks manipulated, bent, and then wedged through. And then there's the extended, I mean, that's amazing. It goes off like that. I've never seen a tree, let's forget that that's there. Have you ever seen like a tree? I've never seen a tree do that. And I pointed that out on another video, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. But if you picture this out, and on the other video I was like, how does a tree bend? And then it's like a cartoon where it hits the ground and then it just kind of stretches. Yeah, so I don't know, but so I wanted to get the Christopher Noel book out and show what he's talking about with the pinned arch, which I should have done this before. Whoa. All right, so I just wanted to welcome the new subscribers. Thank you so much. It's really exciting. I've got 4 subscribers. That's amazing. I'm happy with that. When I got my first one, if I had just one person, yeah, it's like a lot of validation. Yeah, I think I've said that before. My mom doesn't think I'm that crazy anymore, I don't think. My parents used to think I was nuts. And I think my mom now is like, now she's like, 'cause I'm pretty like a practical person. And so I think now she's like, well, just leave them alone. She doesn't say, what are you doing? She's like, just leave them alone. All right, so, and wow, now that I'm looking at this picture, okay, so let me back out here. You know what? Now that I'm looking at this Christopher Noel, I'm already at 16 minutes. All right, so there's, look at this. Okay, all right, all right. So here's the arch there, and I'm gonna put in this picture. I mean, I think that looks pretty close. That's nuts. So you can see here, it's pinned. I was thinking it was pinned under that big one, but it's got a little log there. So that looks pretty close to me. Yeah, because there's our log. I think that looks pretty close. And then here you can see the extended, you can see the extension on the branches. See how far out those branches are extended? I feel like that's really, really close. So Christopher Noel, he writes like these little blurbs here, and it says, to determine that this is not the result of normal snow or ice buildup, check to see if the end of the tree is pinned down by a concentration of debris, a rock, or by another imported tree, one that did not grow there. So we definitely have the pinned down, that's definitely pinned down, but it was an imported tree or anything like that, but it's definitely pinned down by debris, a rock, or by another. I will think that's something here. All right, so I'm at 20 minutes. Good for me. I did it. I did it. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video here. Like I said, there wasn't that much in this section here. This is the first thing I've seen, and there's a lot of room for them to actually make things together, and nothing's been made that I can see from here. Yeah, so I think this might be something. And this has that, I noticed this a lot also, where it has just that, like something, see that pressure on here. It looks like there's been like a pressure. It's not just placed on here. It has like something like pushed it down and just, I see that a lot. It just has that pressure. Alright, so I'm gonna get going here and keep this down. So there's something else that I've seen here in this little section, and again, it's just this little, a couple little things here about a mile in that I've seen. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks you so much for watching.